What's going on, Taurus? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a groovy month so far. Yeah, we're just rolling with it, Taurus. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the greatest, Taurus, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. I was telling Libra this. I was getting over a sidebar towards. I'm getting over a little bit of a thing. I'm on the tail end of it now. No, things are about back to normal. But as far as like different vocal inflections and things, like I'm still getting that stuff back. But oh, let me tell you why this one is. Let me tell you what's so special about this month, Taurus, because it is Celestial News Monthly. Yeah, my segues have been a little questionable too there, but it's fine. But with this monthly spread, whenever the sun moves into a new sign, we're going to talk about where the planets are at and how we can work with the energies. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So, with all that being said there, Taurus, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great angel around here, Taurus. Now, I have Zodiac Oracle cards here with the signs that the sun and the planets are in. I'm going to pull an Oracle deck for this, or pull Oracle cards from this deck for each one of them, and then we'll get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, Taurus, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that like watching Taurus, so definitely check them out. Very powerful insights I think they bring, so I think you would really enjoy them. Also, there's some links for some astrologers that I like watching as well there, so check them out. Can add on to your wealth of information that you get as long as, once you're able to suss through this word salad that you get from Celestial News Monthly. And also, there are going to be some more resources that I'm going to be adding on to their like podcast, a whole bunch of things there, Taurus. So stay tuned. I'll be keeping you updated as I get that description box. I'm just making it just a treasure trove for you there. Thank you. But before we get into this big old extravaganza that Aquarius is throwing in their sign, let's talk about a particular aspect that I wanted to bring up, because this one I feel like is going to be a very kind of an important one. The 20th is going to be a day to mark on the calendars there, Taurus, because not only is that going to be the day that the sun and Pluto are entering, but right before the sun is going to be conjunct Pluto on the 20th at about 8:46 a.m. and that'll be Eastern time. And conjunctions are the strongest blends of energies, is when the planets are closest to, in close relationships to one another, within 0 to 3 degrees, depending on the degrees, the arc of the orb that you may work with. But this is so special because this conjunction is happening not only on the 29th degree, which Pluto's been kicking it at for quite a while now here. It's going to be in the 29th degree, is known as the anaretic degree, which is a kind of a critical degree, which is often seen as a point of crisis or culmination, where the themes of the signs are kind of felt more urgently there. But also it's happening on the last minute, the 59th minute of that as well. So it's like literally the last like the last, not even I was gonna say the last, I've been saying like the last chapter of the book, but more so like the last word of this Capricorn related themes since Pluto's been transiting since like 2008. So this is gonna be the last time they're talking in that Capricorn energy there. And with this, this is going can potentially, we may notice some more things maybe possibly being brought up to light here, as far as like things from governments, big corporations, things along those lines. Who knows what other stuff may be brought to light, because Pluto brings about things from the depths, that any sort of like problems and things that we kept buried under the rug, so that we face them in order to embrace that transformative energy that Pluto does bring as well. But we need to know what the problem is in order to do anything about it. So, and now that the sun is shining a light on that as well, I think it's going to be, could be an intense time for the Soul Tribe, because this could lead to excuse me, significant personal growth, often through intense and challenging experiences there, Taurus. And it's not to get you scared, but if there are any things just that we've been noticing that have been coming up for us, is not to resist them, but is to understand them and understand what we can do to grow from them. But also, people may find themselves confronting like power issues, control dynamics, deep-seated fears. So, that's, the energies have been, at least what I've noticed, there's been I feel like people are starting to feel the shifts in energies here. So yeah, just kind of pay attention to that, Taurus, over these next upcoming weeks there, leading up into this big day in Aquarius. But let's talk about them now, since they're starting out their birthday season with a bang. But you have the sun that's going to be entering Aquarius. Mercury will be entering. Your ruler, the Empress Venus, will be entering there. Mars will be there, and the aforementioned Pluto. So it's going to be a lot of air energy that we're going to be in for there during this season. So, but let's start with the sun, because the sun's going to enter in Aquarius on the 20th at about 9:07 a.m. and will be there through the 18th of February. And with this energy, Taurus, you may feel more inclined to express your unique qualities and seek more independence in your life. Aquarius is a very unique sign, very eccentric, ones that like to march to the beat of their own drum and not be told what to do, but to live freely. So you might feel that surge of independence there and individuality. So embrace that there, Taurus. We're all unique beings meant to bring something special to this journey. So what's this special thing that you bring to this, Taurus? You got it. And you may notice too, there could be a greater focus on social causes, community involvements, and connecting with like-minded individuals or groups as well. So maybe you've been wanting to join a sports team, or maybe an art group, or maybe a knitting club, a book club. Is there such thing as a knitting club? If not, maybe you want to start up your own group there, Taurus. I'm with it. Never mind, let's move on before this analogy gets weird. And also, on a larger scale, this period might see a surge in movements for social change, technological advancements, and innovative solutions to global issues. It's actually really funny. I was on my lift ride back to my place. I was talking with the driver, and we were kind of sitting in traffic, and they had mentioned something about, it was like, well, eventually we'll be flying cars here soon. I was just like, mark this day that you said that, because over these next 20 years of Pluto Aquarius, that may be so. We might be doing it like the Jetsons are. So, who knows what's that store there? There is no limit when it comes to Aquarius. It's just gonna be just wild cards. So, but then you also have Mercury that's going to be entering in Aquarius on the 5th of February at about 12:10 a.m. And this is a strong placement for Mercury. They're exalted in Aquarius, because Aquarius is a very intelligent and very highly, very kind of brilliant sign. So this is generally considered a great time for, opening your mind up to different different perspectives and doing some brainstorming and intellectual exploration. Excuse me, particularly in areas that involve the collective well-being, technological advancements, and innovative problem solving there. So great time to have like a meeting of the minds and really just sort of debate as far as like what you want to, maybe what things we want to change and how we can better things as a society. Now I'll talk about Venus next because she's going to be going through. She still needs to go through Capricorn first, but let's talk about Mars because Mars is going to be entering into Aquarius on the 13th of February at about 1:05 a.m. And Mars is our drive and our action. So I feel that even though he's a very physical planet, we may find ourselves taking on again that more sort of cerebral energy. So this can be a great energy for engaging in any sort of like just kind of like maybe some friendly debates. Maybe you want to join a debate team there, Taurus. That might be something that's exciting, but great energies for that as well to for like again challenging the mind. But this inspires innovative and unconventional approaches to achieving goals, and you may feel more inclined to try new methods or just really think outside of the box. And also too, there's a stronger desire, or you may feel a stronger desire towards like personal freedom and independence in actions. You know, again, Aquarius is about that sense of freedom. They're not trying to be restricted in any type of way, and because of that, something to be mindful of, Taurus, is that there might be a resistance towards control, or you may feel inclined to challenge authorities. You know, them saying that it is just the way it is, just cause may finally that it may just not be enough for you anymore, and it's just like, well, then are we going to do something about it, or you know what so yeah, might be some interesting times, especially pay attention to stuff maybe that's going down at your workspace and things like that, Taurus. But and then last energy here, the much talked about Pluto and Aquarius. And the reason this is getting so much hype, towards, if this is something that you've been following as far as like maybe different astrologers, or if you've been hearing other tarot readers mention this energy, is because when Pluto doesn't move that often. Pluto moves anywhere from, it takes him anywhere from like 15 to 30 years to move through a sign. And so when he does make a move, this is, or when any of the outer planets make a move, we feel this in a very big way, on a very big, yes, on an individual level, but that is, I feel, more so kind of aspectually when Pluto's forming aspects with your planets. But this, we definitely feel this on, why we feel this on more so a global type of level there. So but pay attention to this, because there may be significant changes to societal structures and collective ideals. I've been feeling this for a little bit. It's been like this. I feel that there is this unrest that's kind of bubbling there, and I feel that people are starting to not settle for just like baseline stuff, for what, we're getting out of that Capricorn energy when we just follow what the authorities say, and it's just like they know best. Now I feel like we're gaining that sense of thought again, getting sort of out of that herd mentality. Pardon the no pun intended there, but getting out of that sort of herd mentality and getting more so into this kind of banding together as a group there, as a united front. So who knows what this may look like there, Taurus, but it could lead to a rise in new social movements and a redefinition of societal norms. We're entering into this age of Aquarius now, and the future is here, and it's ever evolving. And just like I was talking with flying cars, major advancements in technology. So be mindful. I might have my computer might be cooking up dinner for me while I'm doing these readings. So just something to think about there, Taurus. And now this might become a tougher energy for you, Taurus, while Pluto, granted, he's going to retrograde one more time back into back into Capricorn before he officially settles in, but he's there now. Pluto's been, depending on where your Taurus placements are at, have been forming sextiles with your sign, which have been very easy, or excuse me, have been forming trines with your sign, which can be very easy, very fast, removing blocks, just very lucky type of energy, moving fast, kind of. Let me see if I can do that whole sentence again. Forming trines, fast moving energies, but now we're shifting from that, and this is going to be forming squares with your Taurus placements over this. All the planets that are in Aquarius, but Pluto in particular, it's going to be, might be a tougher one for you. And squares, they bring about delays, they bring about challenges, frictions. It's air and earth, they have troubles mixing together there. So yeah, but squares, what they do is that they may put us in uncomfortable situations, but they spur us to take new actions. Just like, how do we get out of discomfort? What innovative ways can we come up to solve these issues there? So I feel like it's just a matter of how we approach it, Taurus. But be mindful of the changes again, that because Aquarius is looking towards the future, and things are going to be moving. So it's just like, how can we keep that stability, that security, and foundation that we've established through these evolving times there? But let's go ahead and get into your first card here, Taurus. Oh, and look at that, Taurus, I see you, because you got the eye card here. And the first energy, the kind of download I get with this is believing in more. And I feel like I've said something to you about this not too long ago, where it's seeing more than just with your normal senses there, with you, like seeing them, believing more than what you're seeing, in a sense, than the eyes can see, because you are a very sensual sign there. And because Venus does have bring about very heightened senses, and I feel that this is you kind of learning to tune into those senses and pay attention to those body signals that you do get, to unlock that sixth sense, because that is one of our senses. We have really six senses there, Taurus, and that's why think about this. You're the Hierophant in the tarot, and the Hierophant is the divine counterpart to the High Priestess, a very powerful intuitive. So you both, you do have this very sharp intuition, and I feel that that's going to be one that you're really going to want to really tap into all of your senses. You're going to need to really, utilize every tool in your toolbox with the way that things are going there, Taurus, and really kind of pay attention, kind of keep an eye and an ear, maybe a nose, maybe it's just all those senses attuned to where the shifts are going, so you just naturally know what you need to build in order to weather these storms and the changes that are getting ready to come here, Taurus. But I'm also getting this energy to, and take this as it resonates. It's just like not trusting it's like not just believing everything we're seeing, or just like entrusting, like it's like we have like that energy of almost like we have to see it to believe it. I feel that there's something here. It's almost, let me tap into this energy real quick, Doris. It feels like that something is not appearing the way, something doesn't appear the way that it seems. And it's like we're needing some sort of facts here or something along those lines. Like I feel like it's like not just taking things at face value, if that makes sense. That there's it's and I feel like paying attention to as far as just like as far as like body language and things along those lines of others and how you interact and really just kind of paying attention to let me get some tarot on this, Taurus, and give a little bit more details on that. Oh. There's been a lot of lovers energy going around here. Oh. And an awful lot of Nine of Wands here too. One of the perks of being like the second to last readings that I do for this reading is that you get to see the trends and things that kind of been flowing through there. But I feel the Soul Tribe is really kind of needing to push through here. Thank you. But let me see what's going on here, Taurus. So you have the Knight of Pentacles, one of your cards for me, and the Page of Wands in reverse. And then you have the Lovers, the Nine of Wands, and the Four of Cups here, Taurus. Yeah. And let's start with the Four of Cups. Because I feel with this that I feel like there's this energy of, it's not that we don't, I'm feeling a very kind of lethargic. The lethargic energy is what this is kind of giving me here. It's just like I feel like maybe the things that we're seeing is getting us into this place of maybe could be as far as like where things may be going in the world possibly, or it's just like with all these advances that there may be changes that have been going on in maybe with even how Uranus has been traversing through your sign even since like 2018. Maybe all these changes and stuff, we've gotten to this place where we're not feeling as excited or as motivated at the moment here, or just something here. I feel like it's almost like we're even kind of like dragging our feet on something here in a sense, or not wanting to put in the, or not having like the patience or the even like the will to even like kind of push through something there, maybe start something new, maybe feel like we have as many choices as we do have, so we've gotten to this place of like sort of like of indifference a little bit with this Four of Cups. It is this lethargic sort of just like, yeah, not really interested about anything in a sense. Just this sort of just like, well, the world, this is just the way the world is, so it's just like, what's there to get excited about? Like, you know, like that sort of thing. Just like the things that we take in has just been almost just in a sense, almost just kind of burnt you out with this Nine of Wands energy. And I feel like we've gotten into that space there, Taurus, I do feel like this is a prime time to just kind of just take a moment and just regroup, sit with yourself again. The Lovers for me can also be a card of like your higher self kind of winking at you, kind of getting your attention there and wanting to just make that connection within, to find that balance within. Something may have just gotten off of track here. We may have just gotten disconnected with where everything's are at, or maybe we're not even seeing a certain, because even I might feel for some others, it's just like we may not even be seeing a certain decision there or a certain choice that may be available to us, just because again of that Four of Cups, that sense of apathy, or just again of indifference, or maybe even of boredom in a sense, just not even wanting to be, just like, it's just like it's the same old type of day. And it's just like, if that's something where, feel like we've been living in a sort of like Groundhog Day, it's just like, well, what can we do to change that up? What new things can we start up there? Do we need a kind of a change in scenery? Maybe we want to consider maybe going on maybe like a little bit of a sabbatical possibly there, or maybe even like joining like a different, doing some sort of like community type of things, maybe like the joining that sports club or that book club or something, just something fresh, just something out of left field to just kind of shake the energies up just a little bit there, towards to get you moving again with the Knight of Pentacles. And I feel too the Knight of Pentacles, because I feel like maybe for some it's just like, because he's giving me this patient energy, and I feel for some it's just like we've been waiting for, maybe for things to change, or maybe we've been looking for that inspiration, or we've been looking for something and it just hasn't come to us. But I feel like if you're just waiting for something to come and it hasn't come for you, then it's time to go to seek it, to do a little bit more, so like, or even just kind of, Gemini energy, the Lovers, kind of communicate this stuff here, bounce some ideas off of someone there, kind of can, voice your concerns, these thoughts of boredom, apathy, or however this may be resonating for you, Taurus. But I think I'm gonna leave that there, Taurus. Just a little something to think about there. I hope that made sense. Very interesting start, Taurus. But I do feel, and if that is resonating with you, I do feel, Taurus, despite these changes and things, and it has been a tough, because last year was a bit of a doozy, but that doesn't mean that that's going to be forever. It's we're just in the middle of a cycle, and things will go on the upswing again, but it is a matter of perspective is going to excuse me, play into that. But let's get some tea, and then let's talk about your ruler, because the Empress Venus is gonna went a little dramatic. Excuse me. Venus will be entering into Capricorn on the 23rd of January at about 3:50 a.m. Hold on one second, Taurus. All right, Taurus, we're back. But yes, she'll be entering at 3:50 a.m. And with this is the Empress in her business professional. She coming out all suited and booted. And with this, the Empress takes relationships more seriously. Excuse me. Because what you may notice with this energy, towards that people that you may feel like you want to seek more stability and long-term commitments, rather than the sort of like short-term flings that come up with, one more second, Taurus, sorry about that. Okay, yeah, my apologies, Taurus. Yeah, if it's been, I'm literally like right on the tail end of it, but it still get kind of, I feel like still kind of with how long I've been talking with these ones, it does kind of exacerbate things a little bit, but we're doing all right. But yeah, you may find yourself wanting to commit to more long term things rather than these sort of short term flings, and also too, this is a great financial placement and resourceful placement for the Empress to be as well, because Empress is an excellent builder. I mean, you know that, Taurus, you're fantastic growers, and this, in the terms of that, there may be a greater focus on kind of these more so like long-term savings and investing wisely and making more financially sound decisions. And so this might be something where we look into maybe if we're having troubles with that, as far as like looking for like a financial advisor or anything along those lines there, Taurus. And then Venus will be moving from Capricorn into Aquarius on the 16th of February at about 11:05 a.m. And with this energy, now the Empress has let her hair down. She's dyeing it yellow, and she's kicking it in her pencil skirt and her crop top, and just going in her platform boots, and she's really just going for it. And you may notice that this does impact your aesthetic preference there, Taurus, leading to a liking for more unique and kind of avant-garde and futuristic styles. And let's say with maybe fashion, maybe you're working with different materials, maybe in art we're practicing in different mediums and things, music maybe we're exploring in different genres and things along those lines. So excuse me, something to consider there, Taurus. But also you may notice too that there is increased engagement in online digital and or kind of long distance relationships there, given that Aquarius does associate with technology. So this could be a great time for maybe doing some like online dating possibly, or doing some networking there, maybe some digital marketing or whatever that's looking like, just connecting with, or even just maybe just making new friends, connecting with people overseas or in different countries, whatever that's looking like there for you, Taurus. And depending on where your placements are at when she's in Capricorn, excuse me, this is going to be forming a trine with your sign. And trines are very fast moving energies. They remove blockages. They can be very lucky, create opportunities for you. So pay attention to that energies. I feel like that's a very dope placement to be forming an aspect with Capricorn there. But yeah, your sign actually has a lot of, probably has the most energies kind of going on with this right now, Taurus. So you might notice things are starting to pick up for you a little bit. But let me get an oracle on this. Actually, let me get a little more tea too while I'm thinking about it. Alright, Taurus. So you have the Witch Bottle card here. And I feel with this card being here, Taurus, I feel this energy is, for some, I feel like this may be getting, so I'm I'm remembering this in another deck. It's in the Hoodoo Tarot deck, and I think it's in the Three of Swords, where I want to say people used to hang bottles from trees, like just sort of empty bottles and trees, to trap any sort of malevolent spirits that may try to come through there. And the bottles would trap those entities, and then they'd be purified when the sunlight would come through. And so I feel like this is like, what kind of rituals are we engaging in to kind of protect our energies there, with all the changes and things going down, with where people's, if we notice that people's fear, we're kind of observing how people may be either feeling kind of anxious or been feeling these shifts and things, and that may be kind of unnerving them, and maybe this energies are kind of rubbing off on you there, Taurus. It's just like, how do we protect our energies from that? But I also feel too with the witch bottle, it's just like being mindful of keeping things bottled up, whether this be any sort of like fears or doubts or any sort of deep emotions, like that may be kind of keeping suppressed there, Taurus. It's not that I would never ever say that we're forcing ourselves to to do some healing or face any sort of like darker, kind of harder aspects of ourselves that we haven't dealt with. But I do feel like it is asking you to get at least an eye on it, and let it have some air to breathe, and just acknowledge that it is there so that it can at least feel seen. Because when we ignore those energies, then they start to fester, and then they become bigger and bigger and bigger, and before the bottle just sort of like the cork just kind of pops off, and then we get caught up in a situation where it catches us off guard, and then we're forced to deal with it in that moment, and we're not as prepared as if we were to take a moment and heal this thing slowly, or at least just acknowledge its existence in a sense. So if there are some things that you notice, again, even with all this squared energy that you may be going through with each of the planets passing through Aquarius like this, because I get that, especially if you have a lot of Taurus placements. I have a lot of Leo placements, and when we're around Scorpio season, that's a tough one for me. And even when we get into Taurus season, granted that benefits my sun placement, but my Leo placements feel that too when it comes to squares and things. So just making sure to allow yourself to let those energies kind of get out there, at least allowing them some space to breathe there. Or but let me yeah but I feel even too there may be, even like for some, if there's a conversation that we've been wanting to have, that maybe we've been kind of keeping kind of closed lip about, or something, for whatever reason, it may be, I feel like the energies may be kind of indicating that it might be time to maybe buy yourself a maybe a little bottle of maybe something else there, and maybe have yourself a heart-to-heart conversation with someone possibly. But let's get some tarot on this. And as a sidebar, Taurus, considering too that I'm still kind of convalescing, make sure that you are taking care of yourself there. Oh, interesting, Three of Cups. That you are taking care of yourself there, Taurus, and just getting enough rest, and just staying hydrated, and just managing stress and things along those lines. But let's see what else is coming up here. Alright, Taurus. So you have the Ace of Cups and the Nine of Swords in reverse. And then you have the Three of Swords, the Three of Cups, and then the Six of Pentacles upright. Where do you want to start? So with this Three of Cups being here, I feel like I was saying earlier, if we've been having some things bottled up there, I feel like this can be a meeting of groups. You don't necessarily have to do this in a group setting. This could just be with someone that you consider that you trust, or to be vulnerable with. I do feel that, especially with this Ace of Cups, Nine, even Three of Swords here, if you have any sort of things that you may be kind of dealing with, maybe you've been feeling a little bit down, because the Three of Swords can be this kind of melancholic, kind of depressive type of energy there. It's like I feel if we allow ourselves to feel whatever it is that we may be ignoring, or that we may be kind of keeping down, we've been maybe trying to save face with, it can kind of help assuage any sort of like these anxieties that may have been kind of building up there. Or because I feel that it's just something I feel like is like really depleting this Ace of Cups in this sense. Something that I feel like is maybe just needing a little bit of love. Again, whatever this Three of Swords energy is. And I feel like that, giving the Six of Pentacles is like giving this the time that it deserves. But I also feel with this Taurus that the Six of Pentacles can be this card of reciprocity. And if we've not been getting that in our groups, let's say we've been, because maybe we don't feel that we have anyone to lean on, or that we can, that we can be, that can be that rock or something, because maybe you're so used to being the one who is holding the foundation, holding the group together and things, and it's just like, what do you do? It's just like, it's not that I don't feel like the people around you can't handle it, but maybe we don't want people to see you in a more vulnerable type of light, or see you as someone who needs to be nurtured, even in a sense, or whatever this might be, even kind of translating as their Taurus. I feel like absolutely you do, because how, it's like, it's a question that sometimes I'll, when on my other channel, I'll talk with this about Cancer. Sometimes it's just like, who does nurture the nurturer? When things, when you feel down, because it's easy sometimes to help others, but and face their own types of things, but when it comes to facing ourselves, I feel that it's like, the once we give these fears, or whatever this is, or whatever situation happens, some space, or giving them that space, or that room to breathe, then the healing can really kind of start there, Taurus. And if this is a side, and I feel like too, like that vulnerability in things, and acknowledging that there's something is off, is because the Three of Cups can be a card of celebration too. And I do feel like it is a reminder that that vulnerability is something to celebrate, because healing can now begin. We can really start growing from this thing as well. So, all right, Taurus, I think I'm gonna leave that there. I hope that made sense. But now let's talk about your energy, because you have Big Papa Jupiter that's in your sign, and for a little while longer there, Taurus. Now we're starting to move along there nicely, but and then you have Uranus that still has a little bit longer to be in your sign. So just kind of hang tight there, Taurus. It won't be too much longer. But with Jupiter being in Taurus, I like this energy because it gives me very Ten of Pentacles. It's, how do we take our, it's like, instead of us working for our money, how do we make our money work for us? Because Jupiter is very abundant and can just be very giving all the time, but we don't want that abundance to run out. And I feel your energy does slow things down a little bit and extend that. But oh, I don't know if I mentioned, Jupiter is going to be in Taurus until the 25th of May. And with this, there is an emphasis on growth and expansion in kind of practical areas, and particularly those related to like resources and physical comfort, security, things along those lines there. But also, it's a favorable time for financial planning, investing in long-term assets, and so that could be something too, I feel, if you've been wanting to get something started up there, Taurus, or really start building getting some things initiated there. I feel like when channeling both this Jupiter energy, along with when Venus is transiting through Capricorn as well, can really be kind of form this perfect blend of just like getting a lot of stuff done, and really getting some, being very resourceful and very prolific. So work with that energy there, Taurus. But also, this is a great energy for just enjoying the world around you and the abundance that it does give you, because the world does have so much to offer, and you are a sign of it deals with the environment as well. And so, and I always feel that earth signs really do benefit from staying connected to the earth. I feel like you are excellent manifestors and great great energies for accumulating money and resources and things, sure, but I feel like it's really, like, even more so than Capricorn and Virgo, you benefit from making sure that you do get outside and staying in tune with where nature is, seeing how the earth is doing, you know. Make sure to do some grounding and things along those lines. Get your feet in the dirt there, Taurus, and you know, maybe get out there in the garden or go out there and just go hug a tree or go just whatever that may be looking like for you, Taurus. And then you have Uranus that's going to be in your sign until July of 2025. And also, Uranus is going to be going direct here, Taurus, on the 27th of January. So now that Uranus is going to be waking up, we're probably going to see some more, because it's been a little quiet, we're going to probably see some more curveballs and changes that are getting ready to come once he does start going direct there. Now, considering too that he's in partnership with Pluto over these next 20 years, considering that the dispositor of Aquarius and being the modern day ruler is Uranus, we're going to definitely see some real kind of big changes, I feel, over these couple of years here, and even going forward. But it's going to be very interesting, I feel. Yeah, definitely when Uranus wakes up. But what you may notice, and what has been happening, there has been a, let me try that again. There's been a collective shift in what is valued materially and challenging traditional views of possessions and material wealth, because I feel Uranus in Taurus is a very tricky place for Taurus energy, because he does bring about these changes, but Uranus doesn't change things just for the sake of change. He gets rid of any sort of outdated models and kind of pushes us to, again, towards the future and what do we need to do, because the change is always going to be constant. So you know, we have to constantly be thinking as far as like how we're adapting and evolving in things. But also too, this could lead to significant advances or changes in agriculture, environmental practices, and how we interact with our earth. So this could be volunteering to do some community cleanup around your neighborhood or community or wherever that may be. Or I've been telling this story that there was a guy, I'm not sure if he still does this, but there was a guy who would go running around where my parents live, and he would have his little trash picker and his trash bag on his runs, and yeah, he'd pick up the litter all along the way as he was running. So, you know, that might even be something you might want to consider there, Taurus. But yeah, this, or just even like maybe even being more diligent with as far as like recycling, or maybe even being, you know, starting to compost more, or yeah, just a number of things that we can just kind of help reduce that carbon footprint in a sense. And again, kind of remember that this is our home while we're on this journey, so we want to take care of this space as well there. So, and depending on where your Taurus placements are at, this is forming a conjunction with your sign. I was talking about that with Pluto, but they're that strongest blend of energies, and that's kind of nice to have Jupiter forming, I feel like, conjunctions with your sign. Uranus might have been a little bit trickier over these last few years, but conjunctions can lead to a bit of anxiety, just because you have these new energy, or this energy kind of revitalizing your, or interacting with your natal placements. They're kind of coming over and infusing it with this energy. So it's just like, you know, how do you embody this new energy, this sort of new lesson that's coming through with this planet coming around through this go around. So just something to think about there, Taurus. But yeah, now that I'm done throwing word salad at you, let me get an oracle on this. Oh. Alright, Taurus. Huh. I like that. So you have the witch lungs here, And absolutely, Taurus, like to get out there, breathe in some nature. But I do like this, Taurus, because I do feel that I do mean that in all seriousness. You know, making sure that you are, because even though we are getting into this like futuristic technological energies of Aquarius, and technology does have its place and its conveniences and things, but we don't want to forget our connections with the earth. You know, it's one thing to look at a simulation or look at a TV or look at a painting of a lovely forest or beautiful ocean, but it's a whole other thing to go out and actually experience that. Take in the air and the surroundings of those things that are around you there, Taurus. I'm gonna paint this picture. You know, like what sounds are you hearing? Of the birds chirping there. I'm smelling fresh rain. You know, how's everything feeling? You know, is this cool type of energy? Is it a little, how's the air feeling? You know, what are we seeing? You know, what are the colors that are looking like there? I mean, really take all of that in. Really kind of fill up your cups there with that Ace of Cups, and just take it all in, and just see how that just uplifts you, Taurus, and just gets you connected to the universe, and to in a really deep type of way there. I'm with that. But also too, the witch lungs is a reminder that we all breathe the same air there, Taurus, and that I feel like it's just like we're all remembering that we're all together in this. And if you've been just pressured, Nine of Wands, you've been feeling just kind of burnt out by the weight of the world and the things that are going on there, let it be at least a little heartening knowing that again, that the soul tribe is there with you there. We're all experiencing this stuff, and we're all trying to navigate through this effectively, and trying to figure out how we can grow and keep raising the vibration in these kind of turbulent times here, Taurus. But let me get some tarot on this. All right, Taurus. So you have the Ten of Wands in reverse here, and then you have the Emperor, the Chariot, the Knight of Wands, and then the Seven of Swords. Where do you want to start? So with the Emperor being here, I really love this Emperor. I feel this Emperor here is this. I'm feeling more of this Emperor is giving me more of like the kind of the Aries aspect of this, of needing to go out there and just kind of like be active, go and move the body in a sense. And I feel like it's even with the Knight of Wands there, it's just like kind of having fun while you're doing it here. But I feel that, and whatever that means, I feel like it's taking a moment and just kind of breathing on with this witch songs, as far as like what direction do you want life to be going, if things haven't been feeling like things have been on track here, if the energies haven't been moving, because now you got this, you went from having this kind of slow night moving energy, now we got this really hot fast moving night now. And I feel like that it's not letting the burdens of the world and the stressors of the thing keep you down or tell you that you can't do anything or that there's no hope in this or there's no, like what's the point, or again, even we were talking about that Four of Cups energy earlier, and I feel like it's living almost by a different sense of truth, in a sense, not just by what. And it's kind of like how I was talking maybe with that eye card earlier, like things not seeming how they appear, not going by like what is being kind of fed to you in a sense, but going out there and kind of forming our own belief systems in a sense, getting this energy of reinvigoration with the Knight of Wands being here, and yeah, and keeping that momentum going there, Taurus. Hmm. Hmm. And I feel, Taurus, if there's something that you may be afraid of, possibly. I meant, yeah, there's something, yeah, there's something that I'm getting here with the Seven of Swords. It's just like that. Hmm. All right, the energy's kind of moving away from me, Taurus, but I think I'm gonna pull out of that. I thought, yeah, I'm not gonna force it, Taurus, but yeah, just something to. I'll move on from that, but yeah, just something to. I feel to just something to think about there, but hmm. All right, but let's get to this last energy here, which is Pisces. Oh, you know what? Okay, there it is. So that Seven of Swords, before I get into that again, like how I was telling you, but I was feeling that Emperor almost as just as that Aries energy, that like just energy with this Knight of Wands Emperor here. It's like I feel there are a lot of options here, or something that you're going to be able to do with this energy, and I feel like it's like not sitting on this. It's like I feel there's a lot that we can take away, or a lot of different resources that we can take away from this energy here, and kind of really start getting things moving in a sense. But yeah, let's move on, because yeah, now I'm trying to get rid of, I'm trying to force it. So, but with Pisces energy, you have Saturn that's in Pisces, and then you have Neptune that's in Pisces. So Saturn is going to be in Pisces until May 2025. And Saturn can be a bit of a hard ass, but I feel Saturn sometimes gets a bad rap just because he's not like Jupiter, where Jupiter will just give you stuff all the time. Saturn is the type that he rewards just as abundantly, but he has a list of requirements. he wants you to study, and there are going to be multiple tests. But he's the type that when you finish through his course, when you look back and see what you've accomplished and how you've become this powerful emperor, then that Saturn's just like, yeah, I knew you could do that. I just needed you to know that you could do that, and just remind you that you could do that. And it just becomes that much more rewarding when we gain things based off our own initiative and things like that. It's just something about that just gives that little extra incentive there, Taurus. But Saturn's the type that if you learn the lessons while of the signs that he's in, yeah, it's great gifts that come in. Being in Pisces, such a psychic and spiritual energy, this is a period for grounding our dreams and spiritual insights. Learning how to in learning important emotional and spiritual lessons, and also responsibly navigating the more sort of ethereal aspects of life. So really kind of tuning into and just becoming more disciplined in our spirituality, whether this be through meditation or this is through maybe through tarot, maybe through scrying, whatever this might be kind of looking like there. Maybe it's working through doing more working through herbs, possibly more holistic type of ways, or again, however you connect to that kind of spiritual energy, making more time to create in things like that. And Taurus, just like I was telling Libra, and especially you, since you are going to be forming aspects with this sign as well. Artistic pursuits, because Neptune in Pisces. Neptune's going to be in Pisces until 2025 of March. And she's been there since, I want to say, 2012. And it has been been very profound spiritual and emotional shift in us personally and on a collective level there, Taurus. But Neptune in Pisces is very, very creative, very imaginative. And if you have anything that you've been wanting to start there, I mean, the energies were pretty much like are saying go for it. And to say that the only thing that's gonna stop you from doing it is you, Taurus. You know, it's all a matter of will. If where there's a will, there's a way. And I know that may sound a little hackneyed, but it's absolutely true. So the sky isn't the limit. You are the limit. And it's a time that favors introspection, artistic pursuits, and the exploration of spiritual realms. But the trickiness with Neptune and having been in Pisces, because she is the modern ruler of Pisces, is that she dissolves boundaries and creates these illusions and things. So navigating that line between reality and illusion can be tricky. But again, we have Saturn coming behind her, kind of like locking down. It's just like, okay, yeah, I like the idea of that. That's probably not gonna work. Okay, let's take this and maybe tweak it this way. You know, this, I feel like it's becoming, he's Saturn's helping make that fantastical type of energy of Neptune a little more realistic, a little more attainable there, and able to manifest. So I feel like it's really working with that energy there, Taurus. But depending on where your placements are at, this is forming a sextile with your sign. And sextiles are very easy flowing energy, collaborative energy, but the thing is they're a little passive. They're not they're the types, they're just opportunities, but they're just that. Either we do something with them, or like potential. We do something with them or we don't. But it is entirely up to you. So be considering that, Taurus. But let me get your last oracle card here. Oh, yeah. All right, Taurus. A little more vision here. Well, I mean, you got the vision card here, but definitely more seeing here, Taurus. And I feel with this energy here, again, there's this energy of seeing something it's like seeing things differently, or seeing like the bigger picture in seeing the in things. Like it's like I feel like we may be going through something, or we may not understand the vision that the universe has been trying to in store for, or trying to reveal to us in a sense. And I feel like it's like getting a deeper understanding of what is your vision. And you see how you got this key here, and this, like, it looks like how this eye is kind of this eye, and how this ray of light is kind of coming from this eye. It almost looks like a keyhole in a sense. And I feel like that there's, it's like almost, it's like seeing things with your mind's eye, really kind of, and paying attention to any sort of visions that you are receiving, whether this be in like maybe your ideas, or your daydreams, or even your sleeping dreams. and and just sort of starting to write this stuff down, allowing this stuff to take shape and form, and then witch take this witch lungs, and it's just like breathing this stuff, like breathing life into this thing there, Taurus, and whatever that's looking like. And really just kind of like this witch bottle, almost feel like it's like capturing these ideas before they just sort of like poof and just sort of like kind of fade away into the ether there. But, and it's not to say like if things happen up, like opportunities or things happen to happen to go by, like you're not going to, like you just missed out on something. You know, everything that is meant for you is going to, that comes for that is meant for you will be yours, Taurus. But it's, let me get some tarot on this. Alright, Taurus. And there she is. Love that. Nice little finisher there, Taurus. So you have the Star card and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. And then you have the Temperance, Sagittarius energy. Oh, and the Star card is Aquarius energy. The Ten of Cups, and then your lovely ruler, the Empress here upright. And let's switch back over there, Taurus. Because I feel with this energy, where we want to start. Ten of Cups. The bigger picture in things. I feel that there is this kind of questioning, like this Ten of Cups is asking, what does your big picture look like? Where can we, and it's like the Empress is like, what can we do in order to build that? What do we need to nurture? What energies do we need to tap into? And resources do we need to, and people we need to talk with and work with, and get into this, like, because that's interesting too, that you got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I feel this vision card here, or this vision that you're building of whatever this Ten of Cups is something that is going to need to be a team effort there. You know, maybe for some we've been in this Emperor energy. No, look at you, Emperor and Empress. But maybe we've been in this sort of Emperor energy where we thought maybe we have to do everything by ourselves in a sense, and we're trying to take on the whole world there, Taurus. But you know, that's a lot to do. That's absolutely a lot to do. And I feel that it's like this for some, it's just like this being open to help with your ideas and whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, and know your strengths, and knowing your strengths, and knowing what strengths that others can bring to the table for whatever this vision is, that this can be like all just kind of we're all working towards a similar goal in a sense, and I feel like it's finding these kind of connecting with these sort of like-minded people to kind of help get this thing into balance, or get this thing into fruition there, Taurus. But I do feel that the Temperance card here is that creation, that's starting to get those things, get that thing cooking up there, and really tapping into your potential here with the Star card. But I feel like too, because that's one aspect with the Star card, but I feel like in order to tap into that potential, there's something here that's maybe needing some healing there with that, where we talked about that Three of Swords earlier. And it's just like, is this something emotional, something physical, something spiritual? What is that? So that we can really tap into this and get to this dream, so that everyone can kind of see you, this star shining bright in the sky there. And I feel, remembering too, that when we're talking about co-creation and things like that, think about a constellation. Constellation is a number of stars, of little stars forming together to form this grand picture. And I feel like that's what, for some, it's just like, it's really thinking about, I feel like it's something really larger than ourselves, in a sense, with this energy here. So yeah, really something to think about on there, Taurus. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. But if anything resonated with you, if you like that, and I apologize for all that coughing earlier there, Taurus. I was having a little bit of a fit, but now we're chill now. But and I hope that you were able to work through that word salad. But yeah, if anything resonated with you, if you like that, Taurus, give it a thumbs up. And I was gonna do it. Bam. And share this, Taurus. If you know someone who's been, I don't know, just like, because like, that's interesting that you would get this eye card and this vision. Like, I feel like that. Again, it's like we may not be seeing something, or again, be keeping things bottled up, or allowing something to breathe there. So it was very fascinating. And even with all these eyes, all eyes are on you there, Taurus. But yeah, just something to share, Taurus. And then subscribe there, you Empress. Hit that bell button to get notified of these videos each week. And then last little bit, you look at you in Libra, getting the hottest tickets to come over to my other channel. Not that you need it. But if you have any Cancer in your placements there, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, come on over to the Cherry Den, friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans, and I do the tarot card spreads based off what sign she's in, what phase she's in. It's a really good old time, Taurus. And just a sidebar, you know that the moon, our ruler's exalted in your sign. Oh, hold on, Taurus, my candle's going out. But the moon's exalted exalted in your sign, so you're always in good company there. Just to come on over anyway. But all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, Taurus. You got one of Aquarius's rulers. Here's Uranus. You got the Fool card in reverse. And I feel with this, Taurus, before we jump into any sort of new things, whatever that's looking like, just making sure that we do understand just everythting that we're seeing, that we understand where this is going, that we're really kind of observing just what, let's say any sort of like, especially before getting any sort of like contracts or anything along those lines. It don't matter how big or how small, just really observing that and making sure that these visions align with who you really are, in a sense. But also too, I feel with this Fool card is that it's a not being afraid to, when we have that vision in mind, that 10 of Cups, to not be afraid to jump out there and go get it, to go pursue that with, because yeah, we may, there are going to be mistakes made along the way, Taurus. There always is when you're trying to do anything, you know. But that's how we learn. That's how we grow. And you can anticipate a lot of the things, but we can only anticipate so many stuff there. Sometimes we have to go out there and get that experience. So yeah, this just something to consider there, Taurus. But let's get your other oracle card here so I can get you out of here. Yeah, because I've kept you a pretty good chunk of time there. I think it was you, Pisces, and maybe Taurus that I've. Oh well, you are Taurus. you Pisces and Scorpio that I've kept for a good amount of time. But let's see what's going on here. Oh, look at you. You poet. You got the poet card here, Taurus. And this is a card of relationships and vulnerability. And we were talking about that. And so I feel that, one, again, if there's something that, it's like if we're saving face for something there, Taurus, you know, not wanting people to see us as less than an emperor or an empress. They don't mind being vulnerable. I feel those deeper relationships, there needs to be that vulnerability if we want to have, you know, those true type of, yeah, just kind of true deep relationships. If we just want things all superficial, then it's just like, yeah, I mean, we can just give them just, you know, what face value, what they see. But I feel that there is a kind of looking at your relationships, and maybe if we're having troubles being vulnerable, is asking ourselves why. Is it something to do with the group that we're with, or is it something internally, or is it a little bit of both? You know, what is that looking like? So, and I feel too there is a need, or like there is a need to think about connecting with others in a sense. Again, doing some collaborative work or something along those lines, Taurus, being at least open to the idea and however that may translate into your world there. So I'm gonna leave that there, Taurus. You stay safe out there. You know, with keep an eye on things. Getting out in nature too, doing some breathing in some of that good fresh air and things, and raise your vibrations through the roof. You know, if especially got some things kind of bottled up, but yeah, just keep that in mind, Taurus. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.